Hallie. Good morning from Toronto. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for this film. I absolutely adored it. And as I'm watching it, well, first of all, it's
Yeah.
been 6 years since the last one, my dear. What took so long?
Well, a few things. We had this little bit of a global pandemic. If
Yeah, a
you
little
remember
bit.
that, that one
Yeah.
happened. I had a baby boy, and I've just been,
Congratulations.
thank you. You know, making an independent film is a really long and difficult process. And I wrote this movie 6 years ago, and it's taken this long to get it to this point.
Yeah, and as I'm watching it, I'm thinking this had to have been a very personal, maybe cathartic experience for you. Tell me a
Yes.
little bit about the inspiration behind it. I just love the story.
It's so funny because at first I thought I don't need to say it's a personal movie, but now it's just the cat's out of the bag because when you see it, it feels so personal. It could only be a personal movie. So I stopped with that very early on. But yeah, my father had children when I was in college,
Yeah.
and that was complicated for me. It was a lot to digest and process, and I love those kids, and it was just an interesting thing to watch your parent. And I
Uh,
thought that should be in a movie. And I'm very inspired by movies like Kramer versus Kramer and things like that. So I kind of just yeah, all these different themes in my life. And I wanted to write a movie for Michael Keaton.
yeah, and it felt very real, as you say, and you wrote it with Michael in mind. Did you
Yeah,
know beforehand that he would say yes and that he would be on
no,
board?
no. In
Too
fact,
bold.
he's very selective.
Yeah.
So I thought there was a very good chance he would say no. But I really just wrote my heart out, and I wrote it to Michael the way you write to great music. I watched all of his films, I watched interviews with him, and I sort of felt like I got to know him a little bit. And I just wrote as honestly to his talents and his strengths as I could, and prayed that he would say yes, and he did, and quite
Yeah.
quickly, actually.
And he's so perfect in this because honestly, I couldn't really envision anybody else in this role as
No.
Goodrich. And it brought me back to like Mr. Mom vibes, although those
Yeah.
kids were a little, you always think of that when he's holding the kid up to the dryer. It's just so funny. But this is he's dealing with little kids that are a little older. Obviously, one that's much older is going to have her own baby. But he's just so real and raw. When you started to work with him, Hallie, like, what kind of impressed you or surprised you about him taking this on so personally?
What surprised me about Michael was he asks extremely smart questions. And that doesn't really surprise me because he's such a smart and thoughtful person.
Right.
But it kept me on my toes because it was the kind of questions you would really want to be asked about a character. It makes you realize how deeply he's thinking about this person. And he's not just coming in and saying, okay, let's go, let's do it. He has
Yeah.
questions about the wardrobe. He has questions about the settings. He really fully immerses himself. And being a Michael Keaton fan, that was so exciting for me. I was like, Michael Keaton is taking this part that I wrote so seriously. It's
Yeah.
so wonderful.
It is wonderful. And can we talk about Mila Kunis? My goodness. I
I
mean,
know.
we know what a talent she is, and we
Yeah,
do mostly see her in comedic roles. She really went there for
she
this.
did.
Was
She
she
brought it.
another one when you were writing? Did you think about her? How did she come on board?
I hadn't thought about her because I'd never seen her do something this way before, but I've always been an enormous Mila Kunis fan. I loved her in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I loved her in Bad Moms, in Black Swan. I think she's just always incredible, and she's shown so many colors. And she's, as being on screen since she's a child, you've seen a lot of Mila, but you haven't seen this version of Mila yet. So as soon as her name came up, I thought we would be so lucky to have her in this movie and show another side of her, which is she's a daughter in this
Yeah.
movie,
Yeah.
and you're used to seeing her sort of as a cool girl, and this is a really raw performance.
And she's a mom, so
And a
she's got
mom,
that
yeah,
kind of experience as well to kind of really totally relate. And their chemistry, I mean, did they hit it off immediately, the two of
they
them? Because
did
they fooled
totally.
me if they didn't.
They hit it off immediately. And also, as actors, they have very similar strengths. They can weave in and out of comedy and drama. They both talk really quickly, which on the surface seems maybe not to be a big deal, but it does when you're in a scene with somebody because their rhythms really matched each other's.
Yeah. I go way, 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 way back with your mom. I covered junkets for The Parent Trap, What
Oh
Women
yeah.
Want. Like when I think
Oh.
back, I know I only look 25, Hallie, but we go way back. And I think back at how many times I've had the opportunity to interview her, and always what a lovely, amazing woman she is. Like just
Yeah.
even for the 5 minute interviews that we get, I always got that from her. But you could
Yeah.
see that from her films. And you having grown up on sets, obviously, going back, what was the most important advice or thing that you took from your mom? Because she is such a loving and caring woman from what we get to see. I can't
Yeah.
imagine from your perspective what it was like to have her as a mom, but also
Yeah.
as a mentor.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you really clearly what I think the most important thing is I learned from her, which is everything matters. No detail is too small for her.
Yeah.
And I think I've really innately inherited that, but also tried to model that because you can see how her films are very bespoke. I hope to do that as well. I've never seen somebody care so much about anything as she cares about the films that she's making. And it's extremely admirable. So I learned a lot from that.
Well, clearly she's rubbed off on you, my dear, because boy, did I ever get the feels watching Goodrich. It
Oh,
just really is an absolutely
yeah.
lovely film. And people have your Kleenex boxes next to you. I didn't expect that, but yeah, it was just everything was so wonderful about it. Thank you so much for your time today,
Thank
Hallie. Best
you.
of luck with the film,
Really nice
and
to chat
hope
with
to see
you.
you again sooner than 7 years. Okay.
Yes, me
All
too.
right.
I hope to be
All
here
right.
sooner than 7 years.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye bye.